Hi, my name's Allie and welcome to Allie After Dark. So recently I've been getting into these really crazy rabbit holes and these unsolved mystery stories on TikTok. So I decided that I would start doing a little bit of research of my own. And I went down some Reddit rabbit holes and found some fun and interesting stories to share with you guys. So until I'm lucky enough to have you guys share your own personal stories with me, I do have an email link in my bio. I'll be reading some stories from Reddit. So if this story that I'm about to read happens to be yours, it's by a user named InterestingIce9995. Don't hesitate to tag me because I would love to give you credit for this story. So go ahead and lock your doors and turn out the lights and get ready for the very first episode of Allie After Dark. So this story takes us to a California ranch house, and it was posted about 5 years ago. So I grew up on a ranch in a small old California ranch house. Lots of windows to stay cool on the summer. Almost all of the rooms open to the central living room. I was probably 14, my brother was 11, and my mom was out that night running an errand. Brother and I are together in the living room. He's sitting by the stove and I'm lying on the sofa. We're both doing homework. Inside the lights are on, but through the windows it's pitch black. As I am reading, I hear footsteps on the mud porch leading up to the front door. It's an old house and I hear the heavy footsteps clearly, but I hadn't seen my mom's car drive in. I hadn't seen or heard any car. It's the country. I would have heard a car approaching and seen their headlights through the dark windows, but there was nothing. Just the footsteps on the porch. They stop at the front door, but no one knocks. I am frozen. If I had gotten up and looked around the corner through the kitchen, I would have seen the owner of the footsteps standing at the door, which had a window. But then they would have seen me. If I talk to my brother, they'll hear me. And in the dark, anyone could be looking through the window at us, but we could not see out. I go through all my options. The person is standing at the only door in and out of the house, which is always unlocked. If I go to the kitchen to grab a knife, they will see me and know I'll see them. We can't hide. The house is too small and they'll see where we go. My heart is racing. My best option is to pretend I don't know for as long as I can and be ready for whatever comes next. But after a few minutes, I don't hear more footsteps. I calm down. I might have just imagined it. 20 minutes later, I hear my mom's car and see the headlights go across the window. I run outside because I'm still a child and I want to see my mother and for her to know how scared I am. But before I can tell her, she asks me, "Who left the water on?" And I'm terrified again. We had this weird water spigot in the front yard with a pole that shot up about waist high and a spigot turned up instead of down. My brother and I would treat it like a drinking fountain or turn it on full blast and play under it like a fountain. When she got home, the water was on full blast, shooting several feet into the air. Someone had been there that night on our porch. They saw my brother and I alone, no car in the drive. They didn't come in, but they wanted us to know that they could have. So I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on this story. Like, I wonder what could have been out there, especially with no car, no lights. They just walked up to the front and knew that those two boys were there alone and didn't do anything, but they definitely left some sort of message saying that they had been there. I don't know about you guys, but that one gave me the chills. So tell me your thoughts. And if you have an interesting ghost story, paranormal story, or anything like that, I'd love to hear from you. So please email me.